Is your business in need of more customers, of more phone calls, of more profit? Well, today we're going to show you exactly how. This is going to be an A to Z walkthrough video of exactly how you can optimize your Google business profile. Recently, we just gave a class at the local Chamber of Commerce here where we explained to business owners exactly how to make this happen, exactly how to take your business where you are right now to being the business at the top of your local search so that people call your business instead of your competitors. So stay tuned and we'll show you the exact tips and tricks that the professionals use to rank local businesses in local searches. So if you like what you see, please like and follow us. We would love to have your subscription work because we will be dropping value on this channel on a consistent basis. And if you're not following along, you're going to be left in the dust. So stay tuned and we'll check this out. So we'll just jump right in. Why Google Business Profiles? So here we have an image of a coffee shop. Does anybody want to go drink a coffee at this coffee shop? Looking a little run down. Maybe they're open, maybe they're not. Or if this one's across the street, which coffee shop are you going to? I mean, obviously we're headed over to Starbucks, right? You can tell they're in business. Which one do you think you're going to have to pay more money for a coffee? You're probably going to be paying more money for a coffee over at this one than this one. So why would you go to that one? The same thing is about to apply. What about this one? So this is a Google Business Profile. Anybody want to shop there? Anybody want to call this plumber in Altus? What if it's sitting right next to this one? It's essentially the same thing. So whereas you had your real storefront, obviously paint, windows, all that stuff matters for your business to bring in customers. Well, in this scenario, it's the exact same thing. This is your digital storefront. If your digital storefront looks like the rundown shop that you're wondering, are they even in business? You're probably not going to get very many clicks. As opposed to this one over here, you know that you're about to spend more money with that guy than you spend with this guy. Yet you still don't call this guy. You know he's more expensive. So what does that mean? That means that if you do this right, if you optimize your Google Business Profile, not only can you charge more, but you will also get more customers due to it. So it's kind of a win-win, and it's a free service. So that's why we are here today. Because who doesn't want to print their own money? I mean, that's essentially what we're doing when we optimize our Google Business Profile. If you're at the top of your Google business, if you're at the top of local searches, you will get 10 times more calls than the guy that's just 3 or 4 steps down from you. So you're essentially just printing money just because you did this free service. So in order to get to your Google Business Profile, if you don't know, you can go right to search. If you've set it up, yours will be a little bit different in just a second, but just type in my business and it should show up as assuming that you're logged in to the proper account that your business profile is built under. If you don't know, you can type in the exact business name. Mine, for instance, is Upward Bound Media LLC. If I type in Upward Bound Media LLC, it will pull up my Google Business Profile. If you click in, you can click own this business if there is one. If there's not one, we can start one up from scratch, right? So, okay, well, let's go ahead and jump right in. So is the majority of you seeing this currently? Okay. So first we're going to click into this edit profile. And so one of the main things that you need to focus on your profiles is your NAP. If you don't know what NAP is, that just stands for name, address, and phone number. There's a secret fourth one, which is going to be your website. These 4 items right here should be pretty much exactly the same across all of your digital assets. Meaning your website should have your name, your address, or your phone number exactly like your Google Business Profile has it, exactly like your Yelp listing has it, exactly like your Facebook account has it, et cetera, et cetera. And this basically tells Google that, yes, that person's that person, that is that person. It's all the same person, so it boosts you up a little bit higher because it recognizes all these digital assets that you have control of. There is one exception, and this one exception being the phone number. So you can place a tracking number in the primary of your Google Business profile. Now your real business phone number should be in the secondary position, and it still is able to say that this all belongs to this one business. And basically everything in Google, you just want more of it all over Facebook. So for this next step, if you could go to gmbeverywear.com, and it's basically a Chrome extension. What this Chrome extension is going to do is allow you to kind of get some insights on your competitors so that you can take what information they're putting out there and try to one-up them, essentially, so that you can move above your competitors in listings. Once you have that, we'll go ahead and open it, and it'll either be right open on your taskbar, or we can click. So it's either going to be, you're going to click into that, or you can click into this, and that's going to be all of your Chrome extensions that you currently have. This isn't a necessary step, but it's definitely beneficial to know exactly what your competitors have listed on their Google Business profiles, even though it's not, a lot of the stuff's not forward facing where you can't really see it. This is able to extrapolate it from Google themselves so that we can get a little more information. And so what this does, as you can see here, we've got her over here, but so you can see exactly what categories each of these Google Business profiles are actually trying to rank for, what their primary category is and what their secondary categories are. So that's what our first step is going to be, is to make sure that our primary and secondary categories are the best possible categories that we can choose for our particular business. So if you go through there and look and you see all your competitors, in this case, all your competitors have real estate agent as their primary category. We should probably put real estate agent as our primary category if you're in that space. And then if you're this one, for instance, they only have real estate agent. That's the only thing that they're trying to rank for, basically. However, if they would go through there and actually put all these extra bits of information in there, that will help them rank higher. So we're looking at this one that's actually in Stillwater, but is ranking here in Cushing currently, which means they're probably doing pretty good on their Google Business profiles, because rankings all come from how close you are, and it goes out. So if you're pretty far away and you're still ranking, then that means that all their stuff is pretty much built out really well. And so that's what we want to emulate, so that we can move above them.
On ours, they still get us, basically, but it's not the right name.
Right.
It's not even, that's not in business.
Yeah, we definitely need to dig into that and see exactly
I've
why.
tried to fix it for a long time. I just don't know how.
Yeah, I might even have to contact Google or something to take another step with it. Yeah. We'll definitely, we need to get on a Zoom or something and see if we can get that figured out for you. Okay, so I realize that we're the beginning of this is going to be a little bit tech heavy, but it is for good reason. So how many of you are familiar with ChatGPT or have used ChatGPT? And ChatGPT is a great thing. Basically, you ask AI a question and it gives you solid answers. Now, they have a paid version, they have a free version. The paid version actually goes on the internet and can find better answers for you. The free version is still great, but you might need to double check if you're trying to get statistics or something like that. You might need to actually verify the findings. But if you go to chatgpt.com and type in, generate a list of top industry keywords for whatever your specific niche is. So if you're in the restaurant industry, generate a list of top industry keywords for local family restaurants, or for real estate agents. And it will pump out and give you a whole bunch of industry keywords. Now, these industry keywords should be utilized not only in your Google Business profile, these should be on your website and stuff. We're not going to go into websites right now. We're just going to be talking about your Google Business profile, but all these industry keywords you should know just yourself, because These are the words that customers type into Google to find your business. Once we have our industry keywords, you don't necessarily have to do this right now. And just to give you guys a heads up, I'm recording this right now, just myself, not you guys. And I will be posting this to my Facebook and YouTube. So if you guys need to double back and try to watch this again, it will be online. It'll probably take me a couple days to get it up, but it will be posted online. So the second prompt that we're going to type in there is going to be create an SEO optimized business description for, again, your specific niche in primary location. If all you guys are around Cushing, Oklahoma, and surrounding areas, using the following keywords. And then that's where we're going to actually dump the answer from our first question into here. Include details about the services offered and the area served. So this will basically give you a general ballpark of a good business description to have on your Google business profile for your business. Now, why would we want to go through this process for our business description? Well, because we need to use industry-related keywords in your business description, which tells Google and all searchers, anybody that runs a search on the internet, that your business is actually the one that they need to be talking to. And so it will help put you up higher than some of your competitors that aren't using your primary location words, Cushing, Oklahoma, and surrounding areas. So that, Stillwater, Oklahoma, Perkins, whatever, with your list of keywords that you want to put as many keywords in your business description as possible without making it sound ridiculous. You don't want to just be like keyword, 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 keyword. I mean, it needs to be flowing in a fluid way of talking, but this should help you come up with an accurate business description that also uses SEO to keep you in good standing, basically, in your Google business profile. So the next step, we will want to add our opening date, and some of you may, like myself, so I'm less than a year old. We started in September. I will add my opening date. Your opening date actually is a big factor in your Google business profile, regardless of how old you are. A lot of companies are 20 years plus old, and they never put their opening date on there. Opening date does tell Google that, good things. Basically, you got all these little flags that are popping up saying that you're an active business and you're trying to get customers. Your phone number and your website should also be on here. And that phone number and website should be the same across all of your digital assets. Then we will add all of our social profiles. You'll see on there, you've got the business description, you've got your phone number, you've got your website. Right in the mix of all that will be add social profiles. If you have any social profiles whatsoever, add every single one of them that you can. This is further indicator to Google that you're an active business and you deserve the customers that are searching for specific keywords. So if you don't know how to actually get your URL for your social profile, this is how you do it. This is off of Facebook. So you go log into Facebook, click on your profile image, this little thing that's being circled right here. As soon as you click that, it will actually bring you to the URL that you need to be copying and pasting. This is mine, for instance. So you just copy and paste that, throw that down and label that as your Facebook. And you need to repeat that for all of these. These are the only ones that Google currently recognizes. But if you have any of those, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest, if you have any of those, at each and every single one of those are, like I said, it's just more stuff pointing that you're a legitimate business that wants customers. And this helps Google realize that all these digital assets actually belong to you. And the more digital assets that you can build out, the more Google sees that you're legitimate, basically. So there's another question I get a lot. Should I add my address actually to my Google profile where people can see it. So whether you want to have a pin or not have a pin on Google Maps, it is highly suggested to have a pin on Google Maps because it's just one other visual feature that potential customers can see. Obviously, if you're a restaurant, you should definitely pin. If you have a location where customers can come into your business, whether it be they just drop in to pay their invoice with you, or if they come in and actually have a consultation or whatever, if you have a location where a customer can come to your business, you should pin because there's no real downside to pinning. Now, I don't think, is there anybody in here that does service? Like, what exactly do you do? Sorry, I'm not meaning to call you out.
Restaurant.
Okay, and then yourself?
Restaurant.
Okay, so we don't really need to worry about service area because if you guys are restaurants, you're just a location. Everybody comes to you. You don't go to people. So we're not gonna even touch on the service area aspect.
I would be in that category. Actually.
Oh, the service area?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Okay.
fine.
So let me go back. So if you are in a service area business, so you travel to your customers, first and foremost, put the primary city. So like the location that your business is, or with this Cushing, Oklahoma. Your secondary thing that you want to make sure that it'll only let you put so many different items in here. So primary city, and then after that would be all the other cities that you service. And I recommend starting with the most beneficial ones. Typically, people around here, Stillwater is the next one that I would recommend. Once you've done that, we don't really need to focus on neighborhoods. That's more like Tulsa. If you had a business in Tulsa, you might put different districts and stuff in there. We're not going to focus about that. Counties and state, definitely beneficial. If you travel to anybody in the state, for instance, you definitely want to put Oklahoma. So if you just travel to Payne County, Lincoln County, Pawnee County, and that's it, then I would go ahead and put each of those individual counties.
Thank you. So on that, for that, should you put United States? Because we service United States.
Yes, correct. So yes, I have United States on mine. So yes, if you do a national service, definitely put United States as being the last one there. All right, now we're going to get to our hours of operation. These hours of operation should also be congruent across all of your digital assets. So if on Facebook it says you're open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Google Business Profile should also say 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward that your business hours are your business hours. Just make sure that they align across everything that you put out there. It is also highly important if you have any special hours. This would be holiday hours. So for instance, this is actually off of my Google Business Profile. We're closed on Memorial Day and we're closed on 4th of July. It is highly beneficial to actually put this in there for multiple reasons. For one, if a customer comes up and finds your Google Business Profile and they try to call you on 4th of July, but Google says that you're open, and nobody answers the phone, that actually has a poor reflection on your Google Business Profile. It's considered a bounce back. So they called you, you didn't answer the phone, you said you were open, why didn't you answer the phone? They go and call the next business down the line who does answer the phone. Google now says, well, like you're kind of giving mixed signals to your customers here. And so another aspect that is highly beneficial is for all of your Google Business Profile stuff, what Google really wants to see is you updating your profile. And so if you get on there to say, we're closed on Memorial Day, we're closed on 4th of July, and your competitor hasn't been on Google Business Profile in the past 6 months, it's immediately going to think that you're more reactive and more considerate towards your customers. And so you will also be ranking higher because of your activity on Google Business Profile. It thinks that your information is going to be more accurate than the business that does not. If you have special hours, so this mainly does apply to your restaurants. So if you guys have a happy hour, if you have breakfast stops at 11, dinner starts at 5, whatever special hours, put those in there. This whole Google Business Profile thing is the more information that's accurate that you can put in here, the better it is for your business. And that goes basically through anything. If you find something in Google Business Profile that for some reason I overlook and didn't teach in this class, fill it out. I mean, as long as it's accurate information will help your rankings in local searches. All right, next we're going to move over to edit services. So on your services, this is kind of like your business categories that we've. Did I go over business category? I feel like I skipped something. Sorry. Did I go over business categories? Yeah. Okay, that's where we got it off of the Google GMB everywhere. Sorry. Okay, so these are basically, your services are basically going to be more information from your categories. So for instance, we're a marketing agency. And so we have all these services that we can offer, whether it be, we've got a missed call text back, we've got this reputation management, we've got all different services that we offer, and each and every single one of them, we need to go in and make sure that Google knows that they're there. And you can list a plethora, and these are all, you type these out, whereas your business categories, you have to select pre-filled out categories for your Google Business Profile. For your services, you fill these out yourself. And not only do you want to put the title of whatever service it is, you also want to go through here and give a little bit more information. Now, that little bit more information doesn't actually signal anything to Google as of yet, but it helps customers stay on your profile longer. It helps customers understand your services that you offer. And what this does, the longer a customer will stay on your profile, the higher you will also rank. It's kind of like on Facebook. If you get a guy watch your video for an hour long, it's better than having 10 people come in there and just see it for 10 seconds. It just signals to Google that you have quality content on your Google Business Profile, which is just another reason why you should be ranked up higher than your competitors. So, for instance, you don't even have to put a price. There is an option to put a price if you have the same price for each of your services. If it never differs, you can definitely put a price in here. So, like if you have, the buffet, for instance, you could definitely put a price for your buffet here and then explain kind of what's going on with your buffet in the service description. All right. Am I going way too fast? Okay. So next is products. A lot of you guys might be like, I don't have any products. I sell houses. You do have products. Everybody, even if you have just a service, I want you to build out your product catalog. For instance, I don't have products. I don't sell products. I do have services that we offer, and these are images, these are ways to keep customers on your profile longer and know more about your business. And this is the whole thing. Google tracks everything that happens on the internet, basically. And so the more information, the longer you can keep people on your profile, the better that it will do. So when you add a product, it will have you add an image. You'll have your product name. You'll select a category. If you don't have any products right now, you don't have a category. You just create a category as soon as you click that button. So just create like a broad category where certain products or services can be funneled into. For instance, for my marketing business, I have organic marketing and I have paid advertising. Probably should break that out into even more categories, but in reality, I spend more time working on other people's Google Business Profile than I do on my own. I had the same problem when I was in heat and air. Never change my own filter, but I change like 50 filters a day. It was like I get home and I forget about changing my own dang filter. It is what it is. But anyway, so fill all that out. Product description is optional. It's not optional. Put your product description in here. Why? Industry keywords, location. We want to we want to hit our industry keywords as often as possible while still making sense in a sentence, in a paragraph. You want to hit as many industry keywords as you can every single opportunity you get. Product landing page is also optional. If you have a website and you have a specific product on your website, I highly recommend you put this. This is another, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of backlinks and internal links and all that stuff. This is basically what that is. So you're telling Google that on a website, it goes to this exact option here. So when somebody runs a search for whatever it may be, you'll actually populate a website included with all this, which just further ties together how awesome your business is. As far as the image.
So for example, we offer so many different products, and I've got a lot of that listed as far as the website is concerned. But you're saying, so if I could put my URL down there,
yeah, if you have
that will link them straight to my website.
100%. Yeah, and so even when this pulls up, they can click directly into your website and get information directly from the horse's mouth, if you will. And so images that are here should be done in square format of 750 by 750 pixel max. I recommend Canva for all your image purposes. I don't know how familiar everybody is with Canva, but they have a free version and it's pretty powerful, to be honest. I use it so often I am on pro version, but the free version is pretty awesome. So here we go. Now I've got the missed lead capture system set up, which is our missed call text back technology. Customer calls a business doesn't answer before they go down to the next business in Google Business Profile. We send them a text message to make sure that they stay in the business that they called originally. So another instance where you can utilize ChatGPT, saying, use my industry keywords, use my location, whatever. As you'll see here, I've got misscalltextback.upwardbound.media is the website. And then you create an image in Canva. The image it's very simple when you get to Canva. If you just type in logo, it's a 500 by 500 image. And so that's honestly typically what I do, because it's just a one click and you're ready to start rocking and rolling. All right. Not a lot of people have their chat set up in their Google Business Profile. You've probably seen chat when you start looking at businesses. But essentially, I think I've got an image. Yeah, so essentially what it is you see this image. You guys have all seen where it says website directions and save underneath the business profile or the business name. Well, you can, by turning on your messages, you'll also get a chat button. Now, typically, this chat's actually been showing up if you have your desktop or whatever actually set up to where you can make calls out of your desktop. It'll show up. But primarily, it's for people searching on mobile, which a majority of the people these days search on mobile. Not very many people are actually on desktop. We're somewhere like 70-30% right now, 70-30 split with people searching on mobile. So what that does is a lot of people are averse to actually picking up a phone and calling a business. They just don't want to do it. I'm one of them, honestly. Like, I try to get my wife to call when we need to go get our oil changed or something. Like, yeah, can you call and set that up? She doesn't know anything about cars, but I just don't want to call. So they have this cool little feature. They just hit a little chat and they send you a text message. It's kind of like the little web chat feature on your website, where you can just text right into the business. And then once you set this up, so you'll go in here, you'll turn on chat. Once you set this up, you'll start getting messages in right onto your Google Business Profile that you can read and respond to people just right there within your profile. And this also is just another feature to keep people engaged with your business lets Google know that you mean business essentially. Um, what I do recommend is this is the default. So it just hi, how can I help you today? I do recommend changing that to a more personalized tone, like hello, thank you for calling, or thank you for messaging farmers, or thank you for reaching out to Century 21, whatever it may be. So a little more personalized approach, it's a good idea to go ahead and change that welcome message. For these FAQs are really cool because if you click that little caret symbol to go to the next page on the FAQs, you can actually have Google set up automatic FAQs, which basically what it does is it reads through your Google Business Profile and it reads through your website. And from both of those locations, it's able to answer rudimentary questions. I mean, we're talking, what are your business hours? Where's your location? Different things like that. If you do have some FAQs on your website, it will draw some of those out as well. But it's just a one-click procedure. You can get these automatic FAQs built out. Now, there is also where you can add custom frequently asked questions. So if, for instance, when I was in heating and air conditioning, we did just heat and air. And we would get calls every single day. Hey, you guys install water heaters? Like, no, we don't install water heaters. Well, that's a frequently asked question. So go ahead and throw that out there. The more information you can give Google, the better chance that the customer coming to your business is coming to your business to utilize your services. You don't want a guy looking for heating and air conditioning going to steer in, because what that does is they get on there, they jump right back off, realize that you didn't have what they were looking for, and that tells Google that you shouldn't have been that high on that search. And so the better that we could fill this out for the customers making the search, the better it actually is for the business. And that leads us into the Q&A portion. So many businesses think that the Q&A is only for customers to ask the question. You need to be asking those questions yourself. You know what the customers call you and ask. Like, they ask you hundreds of times a week these same questions. So if you go into your business profile and you click on that Q&A and go ahead and throw out a question. For instance, some of my questions is, do you offer SEO services at Upward Bound Media? Like, yes, I do. And so we have that completely filled out. What's better is, since you're asking the question, guess what you can do? You can utilize those industry keywords that we've already developed. And so for instance, you could be, I'm losing my train of thought here, but for instance, so does Upward Bound Media offer SEO services to help build customer interactions for such and such business? You could just build out a full-blown question, whereas if a customer came in there, they would just say, do you offer SEO? Do you offer SEO does not do as much stuff for Google as, do you offer SEO for such and such and such and such and such and such, so you can definitely build out your industry keywords that way. And then another thing, that's where this, what questions help the cause being, you want to be ranked. You want to get more customers in your door. You want to make more profit. And so you should phrase your questions in such a way that these industry keywords can be utilized to their greatest potential. And also answer the question. So you have asked the question and immediately you went and answered the question. Now answer the question in broad answers. Now the question shouldn't be very long, but the answer can be a paragraph. During your answer, you should be putting your locations that you service. You should be putting those industry keywords and et cetera in there. And that will just further amplify the power of all your industry keywords, because it's in so many different locations in your Google business profile and in your website that Google would be an idiot not to say, well, he must have something to do with that. He used that keyword 15 times. So locations, that is a big one. If you're in heating and air, not no one is, but those always come to my head because I've got the most knowledge in that space. But uh, if you're in heating and air and you're located here in Cushing, but you want to service other locations, somebody might ask you, do you maintenance geothermal units or something weird like that? And in your answer, be like, yes, we definitely maintenance, and we also service furnace and air conditioners within the Cushing, Oklahoma area, as well as surrounding areas, including Perkins, Stillwater, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because that just tells Google, you must, since you have Stillwater in there 5 times, you must go to Stillwater. So we should probably show you in Stillwater, even though you're 20 miles away. And that's what we want. Once you have your questions, go through there and figure out the ones that you like the best, the ones that will get the most attention. And once they get 3 likes, they will now show right on, I don't know what you even call it, your interface, your Google Business Profile interface. So it'll show your name, your business name, all the website, chat, directions, all that stuff. Down below that, it will flat out show you the question and answer of whichever one got 3 likes. If you have a plethora that all got 3 likes, for instance, all 6 of my questions have 3 likes or more, it shows the most prominent one, or the one, if you got one that has 4 likes and then you have all the rest have 3 likes, it'll show the one that has 4 likes right there. So that's where you get friends and family members to just go ahead and like it just right out the gate. And then boom, it's just more filling out on your business profile right there. And the more filled out it is, the longer customers stay, the more Google shows it. All right, bookings. Does anybody here, I'm sure several of you have online bookings that people can do. Do they have the ability to book online an appointment with you? About you? No? Okay. Well, if you end up getting a way to where people can book online with you, we can actually add this directly in here, and you get this cool book online underneath all those extra features that we've turned on. All right, what now? Well, now most of your profile is actually filled out. Now we need to add a logo. We need to add your cover image, and we need to add work images, completed work images. If you have business hours, take a picture of that. The front of your building. The more images and videos that you can put on your Google Business Profile, the better it is. This is another one of the things that is highly beneficial to do. Go to your top competitor. Click into there. How many pictures and videos do they have? Go ahead and write it down. If your competitor has 52 images and 3 videos in there, I need you to have 53 images and 4 videos in there, because this is what keeps people on your Google Business Profile longer. The longer customers are on your Google Business Profile, the higher you will rank. So just by having images that somebody will click through, or videos are even better, the higher you will rank. In turn, the more money you will make from your Google Business Profile. And always make sure that you have a logo and a cover image. Right when you click in on your photos there, if you don't have a logo and you don't have a cover image, it'll show you the option to label one of them as a logo and one of them as your cover image. As far as cover images go, I do recommend, if you have like workplace photos, photos of like everybody that works for your business. You have any of those company photos like that? And I would recommend, this isn't actually that great, but I just threw one on here from Canva. It would also be highly beneficial to somewhere in here, go ahead and have your logo also in here, something that says that this is your company. A lot of the heat and air companies that we deal with, it'll be just all the employees standing in a row with some work trucks and stuff in the back. You want that to be your cover image. You want to add some personality to it. You want it to be personalized where people see that you're human beings behind the Google business profile. And that will just help draw in customers, which in return tells Google you're the right one to be up top. It is recommended to post to your Google business profile at least once a week. Yeah, I know that's tough. Like I struggle with it myself, honestly. A lot of people actually recommend to try to do it if you're trying to get your profile to be noticed and you're like down on second, third page. It's recommended to post to that thing every single day. So any events that you have, any promotions that you have going on, always just jump into Canva, slap something together really quick, post it up there, and these are highly beneficial. I don't know if you guys know that you could even post to your Google business profiles just like you could social media. You scroll down towards the bottom and it's got a little update thing. You click the update button and you get to choose what kind of update you're going to add. And that update is the post to your Google business profile. And this just further emphasizes how your business is the active business out of all the businesses that are actually on Google business profile. Yours is actively out there talking to customers, trying to get new customers, and it is highly beneficial to getting more customers come through the door. Now, it is also highly important that you get customer reviews. How many of you actually ask for customer reviews? Okay, we got just a couple. It is extremely important to ask for customer reviews. And it is also extremely important to respond to each and every single review. If you have a review from 20 years ago, I need you to go back at the end of today, go back and respond to that review from 20 years ago. I don't care like how far back it is. Respond to every single review that has ever came into your Google business profile. It's going to hurt once. If you got 100 reviews out there and you haven't responded to it, any of them, respond to every single one of them, even if they just left a 5-star review, no words or nothing, just say thank you for the review. Anything. But what that does is tells Google that you care about your customers, that you are actually interacting with your customers, and this is one of the number one ways to get your Google business profile up to the top is consistent reviews. Now, some people will go out there and try to buy reviews. Not only is this against Google's policies, so you could get your business profile completely shut down. Not only is it against Google's policies, but for another, if you get 500 reviews today, that's not as good as you getting 10 reviews over the next 14 days. Google wants to see consistent reviews coming in day after day, after day, after day, and then you're responding to the reviews. What that just tells Google that you're actively growing your customer base and that your customers are liking what's happening and they're not just all being blasted all at once. Because being blasted all at once with 500 reviews, as cool as it looks to have 500 reviews on your Google business profile, it will not help you near as much as just a slow trickle of customer reviews coming in. And you might be saying, man, ain't nobody got time for that. Right? Well, if you would like, we do get your business reviews and we respond to each and every single one of them. And all you have to do is just sit back and watch. And for the attendees in this class, I would like to extend the offer of we will give you a free upgrade to our review management, which, like I said, we've got these automations that go out. We'll send a text, we'll send an email asking politely for a review of your services. And as soon as they come in, we have a AI auto response, which reads the review, names the person that actually just sent you the review, and will respond to the review at a set time frame. So we could have it go out instantly, but we typically want to set that up somewhere between 30 minutes and 2 hours after the review, just so it doesn't look like an AI boom just immediately responded to a review. But if that's something that you guys would be interested in, like I said, we're extending to you a free upgrade from our basic package to the review management package, which was considered our transformation package, which equates to the savings of about $2,600 in the first year alone. Like, and another thing is all of our clients who are on our basic plan and above, we do Google Business Profile optimizations at no charge. And a lot of people say, why in the world would you go through all that at no charge? Well, because if I can optimize your guys' Google Business Profile, my services work a whole lot better. I need your Google Business Profiles to be as pretty and suck as many customers into it as possible for my services to work at their maximum efficiency. And so we do the initial optimization. I would still recommend you guys go on there once a week, at least once a month, and try to update things. Now, I would update, for instance, if you're closed on the 4th of July, we'll talk about that because I've got to update my own hours. And so when I get the notification, hey, are you open on this holiday, then I would just hit you up and make sure that you're open or closed on that holiday. And then I would do that part. But it is highly recommended to add as many photos as often as you can, videos as often as you can, and just keep everything as up to date as possible on your Google Business Profile. If you offer a new service out of the blue, definitely add it immediately to your Google Business Profile. If there's anything that changes in the business at all, always update it immediately in your Google Business Profile. Just and here's another little tip. If you went through today and you made some modifications to your Google Business Profile, but they're not quite up to snuff, that's perfectly fine. That's actually how I start the process. It's just get something on there in that space, even though you know it's not where you want it to be in the end, because when you go back to it and you change it, you just told Google that you are actively updating your Google Business Profile, which means that the information that is in your Google Business Profile, when a customer goes to read it, should be as accurate as possible because you were just in there 3 days ago. And then you were just in there a couple days after that and you modified something else. And that just tells Google your business should be ranked higher than the ones that haven't been touched in months. So, is there any questions? Probably a ton.
I do have a question in regard to asking for reviews. So I'll give an example. Picked up my dog from the groomer the other day. She checked me out. I get a text message on my phone. How did we do or whatever? So it was an automated request that I went in on. It just did a review.
Yep.
How do you set that?
That is typically done through somebody like me. So that is what we offer ourselves is, so we can typically link it to, depending upon how the business is operated, every business operates slightly different. So I actually have a heat and air company right now that just sends me, once every 2 weeks, he sends me essentially his updated customer list. And so I send out review requests every 2 weeks. We stagger them in there and I drip them out. But every 2 weeks, all of his new customers get updated in my system, and then we start sending those out. There are other scenarios where we can hook directly into, so like QuickBooks or something like that. As soon as it's labeled as a sale, or you just got payment from them, it automatically will drop them into one of our automations, and then the automation where it's right after the sale, we have a 1 hour delay because we want them to, have a little bit of a wait time in case everything wasn't all sorted out. So you had a 1 hour delay, and then we send them a text message and an email asking for their review. And then from there, like I said, we have the automatic responder. Now we also have this really cool feature where we can almost guarantee all of them will be 4 and 5 stars. So Google has this thing about review gating. Well, we don't review gate, but what we do is when we send out the request, we're asking them for an internal review first. And so we give them the option to leave 1 through 5 stars. If they leave a 1, 2, or 3 star, then we ask them for some further information so that we can rectify this in-house. Okay. Now, if they leave a 4 or 5 star, they get redirected and say, hey, we appreciate the good review. Would you mind leaving us a review on Google? And so it's not technically review gating as far as in Google's eyes, but it is highly beneficial for a business because a lot of people are afraid to ask people even what their bad experience was. But bad experiences can teach you more about your business and what you need to do to your business than a good experience ever will. And so by asking them for the review, they leave a 2-star review, and then they tell you that, oh, such and such had bad service, et cetera, et cetera. Now you have information that you can deal with in-house, and you can modify business procedures accordingly. You can, either have a consultation with the person that was involved, letting them know exactly how they should have proceeded with this scenario. Whereas before, you just never even asked them, and because you already knew that they didn't have a good experience, or just because you don't ask for reviews, you never even asked them how that experience was and how you can benefit your own business by modifying it according to the interactions with your customers. And then we also find that most customers, even when they have a bad experience, they just want to be heard. And so as soon as they leave you the paragraph about how bad their experience was, they really don't care to go to Google and leave that experience again. They got heard already, because as soon as they leave a bad review, we send an internal notification to the business letting them know, hey, by the way, we have this bad stuff that we need to follow up with. And then you can either message or get that customer back on the phone, and you turned a bad experience with a customer into they're still going to come back to you next time. Why are they going to come back to you next time? Because this bad experience they had one time actually turned into a great experience because they were able to get it off their chest, and you let them know you made it right with them, whether it be we gave them a free meal to the next time, or don't worry, we dealt with that problem in-house and I promise that won't ever happen again, kind of thing. Well, now they don't want to risk going to another place, even though they had a bad experience. They had a 1-star experience, but they don't want to go to another place where they might have a 5-star experience. They might have a 1-star experience because they already know that you dealt with the problem. So if they have another problem, like, you're going to handle it. And so they're going to come back to you even though they had a bad experience the first time.
What about the AI-driven software? They say they can manipulate your review ratings, take out fraudulent reviews, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we've seen.
I mean, there's companies calling all the time, charging an exorbitant amount of money trying to do that.
Yeah, so we do actually have a way in-house too where we can dispute reviews. If you have some bad reviews that aren't legit, we can get most of those taken off of your profile.
How do you go about doing that?
It's actually built into my software here. So it's you dispute it with Google, and that's the whole thing of it. But I've not had to actually do it myself. But I've have others that are in my space that have had extremely good luck with disputing the reviews. Now, that's not hitting the same button as dispute on the review itself that never gets heard and doesn't go anywhere when you tell Google that this is not a legit review. I honestly don't know the full answer to what happens in the back end.
I can't remember the name of the company that I'm searching, but I guarantee you that your ranking or stars will go up such and such amount after. But like they started at like $750 a month. I got down to $150.
Okay.
And I still said, no, it's crazy that you rip people off like that.
And so they're just disputing bad reviews, or they're getting you good reviews too?
They are guaranteeing you that they will remove bad reviews and make your stars go up.
Okay.
Just probably put the reviews in there.
Is that by, are they getting you new reviews too?
Don't do it.
No.
Okay. So they're just trying to get rid of bad reviews, and that's going to make your stars go up. So, I mean, bad reviews aren't all bad,
No, I don't.
by the way.
Like you said a minute ago, if you have a problem, you don't know about it, you can't fix it. You can make a bad situation good, I totally get that,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. But you get some on there, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, when you
And
could,
it's very frustrating when you work your tail off and you know this customer's being dishonest.
yeah,
That's what ticks me off about reviews at times.
I
If
understand
screwed
that.
up, man, I'll own it. I made a mistake. But if they're just flat out lying,
Right.
that's too different.
Yeah, and no, so if they were flat out lying, we would 100% dispute it. I would also recommend that you respond to said review in a nice way,
we
basically
respond to
letting them
every
know that it's
single
a bunk review for one, and letting them know that it's not typical of whatever, even if it was real. Because honestly, you do need bad reviews on your account. Now, I'm not talking about like fake bad reviews, just somebody had a bad experience. It's good to actually have that on there. For one, a 5.0 rating is not trusted as much as a 4.6. 4.6 rating is supposed to be is by all measurements the best rating that you can have. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but a lot of people, they see a 5.0 and they're like, well, that's probably a bunch of fake reviews on there. And so actually 4.6 rating, anywhere between 4.2 and 4.6 is regarded as the most trustworthy business for starters. For another, how you handle the bad reviews will get you more customers than a good review technically will. So if somebody had a 1-star experience and you responded back that sorry, definitely give us a call at such and such number. We want to make this right, kind of thing. And so then they know that like this company actually cares about what's going on in the business, because everybody knows that it doesn't matter how good a business you are, you're gonna have bad reviews. There's people that have bad experience with the best of things, and then some people are just
Like
jerks.
they just want to say something negative.
Exactly. That's kind of the way the world's gotten these days, is everybody wants to be negative about everything.
They don't even know. They're just so bad.
And I'm right there with you. I want people to tell me what's wrong because I can't fix it if I don't know it's broken. But in
100%.
my industry as well, there's a lot of things that are out of my control. So if they get on there and start blasting blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
my rates went up, I have no control over that, you know? I have
Right.
no control over that.
No,
And
exactly.
they just try to make you look bad.
Right.
Because they're
Yeah,
mad.
yeah,
So reviews are not
Yeah.
fun.
They're making special.
Two-edged sword.
It's also it's like the most recent report that I found, 97% of customers will read an online review about you before they ever come
Yeah.
be a customer at your business. And like that's an insane number. 97% will read a review. So if you're not getting reviews, you're not telling your customers that they should come see you. You're not telling your customers come walk through your door. And so reviews are a huge component of Google Business Profile, for sure. Any other? See, how long did I go? Hey, I hit that pretty
You did
good.
it right on time.
Right on.
Right.
Right on.
Yeah. Great job.